Alright guys, welcome back, and here it is that we're looking at our second example where we're going to be applying the sine rule to answer this question. Now, the first thing off the bat is just observing what it is they're asking us to find. It says calculate the measure of angle QPR, and that means our answer should be in degrees. Now again, before we apply the sine rule, or any trig rule for that matter, we have to ensure that the triangle is labeled. Clearly this is not a right angle triangle, but it's okay because we know that trig rules can be applied to all triangles. Obviously, trig ratios cannot be applied here because this is not a right angle triangle. So let's go ahead and label if we were to use a trig rule. So this is big P, so the side opposite that would be little p. So remember, little p is the same as QR, and the length of QR is 6 meters. So that means little p is 6 meters. So this is big Q, this side would be little q, and this is big R, and this side would be little r. So we have the capital letters which denote angles, and we now have the common letters which denote length of side. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to solve this question based on the fact that they're asking us to calculate the measure of angle QPR, and that means the angle at the letter in the middle. Here is P, so that means I want to find the angle here. So we're going to go ahead and look to see if we have any full pairs present, because we cannot use sine rule unless we have a full pair. And luckily enough, we have a value for big R, which is 33 degrees, and a value for little r, which is 4. So the full pair that we have would be with regards to the r. So that means we have to use that to assist us in answering the question. So sine r over little r is equal to, and the other pair is going to be based on what it is that they're asking us to find. And they're asking us to find the angle at vertex P. So that means we are forced to use sine P over little p. Q would not be involved in this working out at all. So let's now go ahead and plug in our values. Now the angle at vertex R is 33 degrees. So that means sine of 33 degrees over little r, which is 4, is equal to sine, and remember the angle at vertex P is what we want to find. So this should be the only thing that is missing, that value there. And little p is 6. So we're going to put in 6 there. So you can clearly see that we have 3 pieces of information. The 33 degrees here, the 4 here, and the 6 here. And the only thing that is missing is what it is that they're asking us to find. Now, a common mistake that students also make is that they put the 33 degrees here and forget the sine, and they get the step incorrect. So the sine must accompany the 33 degrees there. So let's go ahead and plug in and do the calculation. So the sine, and remember to clear your calculator as well to make sure that you're using the correct mode. So sine of 33 degrees, that is equal to 0.5446. So we're sticking with 4 decimal places for accuracy in the body of the work, as you would have been informed about when you were doing trig ratios. So this would be 0.5446, right, over 4 equals the sine of P over 6. And again, we're focusing on working out this part on a calculator. All right, so we're systematically working out the question. So it would be 0.5446 divided by 4, and that will give us 0.1362. So it would be 0.1362 equal to sine P over 6. Now always cross multiply by the denominator. So it's going to be 6 times 0.1362 equals sine P. Now I'm going to ask you, when you're working out, just put enough space between each step. I don't have the luxury of space, which is why I'm kind of clustering it up, but make sure you put ample space between your steps. So 6 times 0.1362, that is going to give us 0.8172. 0.8172 is equal to sine P. Now this can also be written like this. sine p is equal to 0.8172. And of course, we're finding an angle. So P would be equal to the sine inverse of 0.8172. And that would be equal to, so the sine inverse, so shift sine inverse of 0.8172 will be equal to 54.8 degrees, 54.8, sorry about that, 0.8 degrees. It's an angle, so we can actually write to one decimal place. And I'm running out of space. I'm just going to make a statement here to complete the question. Now, don't stop here, because you remember you have to write specifically what they asked for. So therefore, angle QPR, it would have come underneath here, but I don't have any space, is equal to 54.8 degrees. All right, so ensure that you make that statement at the end. All right, so that would be example 2. I hope you guys found this video insightful, and I'll see you guys on the next video.